Well, hey there, everybody. My name's David Rose, and I am Kono. This is just going to be shooting from the hip, right? I just wanted to introduce myself, David Rose. I'm the co-owner of Living Rock Desert Dwellings in Terlingua, Texas. If you're watching this, there must be some kind of draw to the high desert. It's not for everybody. It's really hot in the summer, beautiful the rest of the time. Gorgeous, rugged, rough, dusty, all of that stuff. And if you're still interested, like I was, and I've always loved the high desert, there are those that do. And this is just a drop-dead gorgeous piece of property. If you're familiar with Terlingua, or even if you're not, you're on the road from Alpine, heading down to Big Bend, and you make a right in Steward Butte. You go a few miles down the road, and you'll veer off to the right, and you'll come to a T, and there's an old cemetery that a lot of tourists go to, and you've been passing the ruins of an old mine, a cinnabar mine. And at that point, you make a right, and you go down a little ways, and on the left-hand side, you'll see the Starlight Theater, which is a great 3-star restaurant. On your right, there's El Milagro, an organic coffee shop. And if you drive up the hill that's in front of you, where the water towers for the city are, that happen to be RO water for the whole area, you go about 300, 400 yards beyond the water towers, and our 40 acres starts right there. And it's on the very top of the ridge. The dirt road goes through it, but hardly anybody lives farther down that road, so there's very little traffic, so to speak. And you have a 360-degree view of the Chisos Valley and the Santa Elena Canyon. You can basically, you're looking right at Mexico. As the crow flies, it's only a few miles to Mexico. And Big Bend National Park is one of your closest neighbors. I say all this because it's kind of a unique offering, right? Like, what I'm selling is my half of a dream. And my partner and I share that. I still share it today, but I'm moving into becoming a full-time performer, and I just have to put all my energy into that. So the land value has gone up incredibly there, because what I started seeing, it started happening in COVID, where the weirder things got in the world, the more people sought solace in the high desert, in the mountains, in the forests. And for the people that are drawn to the high desert, there's no place darker at night and more beautiful than the Big Bend area. So I love this property. We call it Living Rock Desert Dwellings, because essentially you're in the Chihuahuan Desert. And the Chihuahuan Desert, goes deep into Mexico and a little bit up into the U.S. And in the Chihuahuan Desert, there's a succulent I guess it could almost be in the same category as peyote, but it grows flush with the ground. It looks almost like a peyote button, or some might say a folded lotus flower, and they're just tough as shit. You can drive on them, you can walk on them. We were walking over dozens of them in our outdoor kitchen when we first moved out there, until we realized we were walking all over them. And it's a protected plant. They're very rare. They only grow on south-facing slopes in the Chihuahuan Desert. We have, on one side of our land, there's a huge, natural amphitheater. There's a lot of flat building space on top. The other side, there's a smaller ravine. And we've put a lot of time and energy and money, and both of us are working guys. I've been doing construction, and I would make money and go down there and spend money, and make money and go down there and spend money. But it was an 8-hour drive from Austin. Now, my partner, to me, a lot of people would say, I don't want to buy into a partnership. But I got to say something. Not everybody wants to live in the desert. I mean, you might want this as an investment property. You might want to build on it. We're talking about taking about half of the land and subdividing it into 1-acre plots. I just don't have time to wait for that. That would be the way to make more money, but I really would rather pass this off to someone who can see the vision of kind of what we were seeing. We've got a beautiful bathhouse that's got a couple showers and a couple of toilets. We have a really beautiful, our first adobe structure with a curved swept roof that's quite beautiful. It's the first one, anything we've had out there that's got air conditioning. And I think we have like 8 campsites. I mean, you could throw campsites a long way up there if you just wanted to make everything a campsite. But people are wanting more like smaller cabins and things like that. And if you're going to build in Big Bend, if you're going to build in the high desert, then you really should use appropriate materials. Like, you don't build a concrete block house. They're cold at night and hot in the day. You build with adobe. It's very stable country. Harvest your own dirt, mix some straw, some water, bake them in the sun. And we've collected thousands. And my partner, Mark, who lives on site, is a great builder. I mean, the thing about buying into this partnership is you would be buying into, like, there's a full-time guy that's been doing all the Airbnb stuff, all the campground stuff, and building and keeping things going down there. And my hat's off to him. I love my brother Marco, and he's a great, great human, super honest, super hardworking, amazing musician. But I would encourage you to talk with Mark, talk with me, and set up a time to go down there. It's really unlike any other investment you could make, I think. It's got the ability to make you a lot of money if you're ready to spend a little capital on building. It's hard to find labor down there, so we've been mostly doing it ourselves, but when we can hire, then there's people available. So what I would like to see more than anything else is someone that gives a shit. Someone that's I mean, you can want to make money and still give a shit, right? Like, care about the vibe of the place and make it as funky and cool and fun and dynamic as you can. Like more of a community is what we were always thinking. So I hope you can share that vision or spread it to friends that might be interested in that kind of investment. I'm offering 1% of the final closing cost to the people that connect me to someone that decides to buy it. So spread the word far and wide to all your friends, and it might be really worth it for you. So anyway, thanks for listening, blah, blah, blah. Have a great day.